Everybody is struggling, everybody is hurting in some way or another. We are here to support each other and move forward, not live in doom and gloom. Okay, the first thing reminds you to be forward facing, and that's literally what it means. Remember to be positive. Okay, there's a whole herd of challenges, 100%. Absolutely, but you're not alone, and people have found solutions, and magical things are happening in innovation and people connecting and stuff because of those challenges. Why aren't you on the boat? Okay, be forward facing. It also reminds us, learn the lessons the first time round. Like if the dude lets you down, the dude's likely to let you down next time. So either you put in safeguard measures for that, or you don't use them. You with me? Learn the lessons that you are being taught all the time, the first time. Businesses that are working for profit will never not learn the first time. Why are your NGOs overchained? Okay, and it's costing you. It's costing you emotionally, it's costing you time-wise, it's costing you connection-wise, it's costing you money-wise. No, learn the lesson the first time. Be forward-facing. Have your vision and strategy in place and follow it. Be deliberate, okay, and remain positive. There's nothing new under the sun. There is no problem that has not been experienced by somebody somewhere. Use your connections. We'll find somebody to help you. Remain positive. Okay. The next one is faith. I use this finger, I point up. For me, that's faith in God. For you, it doesn't matter what your faith is in. Believe that you can do what you have set out to do, that your organization is set out for a good reason and will achieve many things. Okay? If you don't have that belief, why are you getting up in the morning? Okay? Because no, then we haven't even got past the thumb, right? We're sitting in the doom and gloom and stuff like that. It's very simply, believe in your mission and your ability to achieve it. And when things go wrong, and you know, when you get something wrong, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you keep going. Because it's only perseverance and belief that is going to get you through that. This is what it's building. Okay. Third one is this middle finger. Focus. Okay, that's why I choose the middle finger, because it's something you can focus on. Guys, you have to focus on your goals and your plans. Do not let the day-to-day get in the way. Day-to-day is meant to be day-to-day. You understand? That's what managers are for, to manage the day-to-day. Okay. The rest of the rest of the hierarchy of an organization should be planning, strategizing, growing, equipping people, empowering them, sending them on their way to do the day-to-day. Okay. So we need to focus. It is proven fact that any person cannot focus on more than 3 things at one time. So if your to-do list has 75, you hide that to-do list, you prioritize it, you pick the first 3, you put them on your list. Because then you're not overwhelmed and you actually might get somewhere. Okay, you have to learn to focus. None of us feel like doing everything all the time. There's no magic person that wakes up and goes like, yay, today I get to discipline my staff. Yay, today I get to, have to look through the financials. It doesn't exist. Right? Those people don't exist. There's only people that get the stuff done because they focused. Right? Be focused. Be deliberate. It's my favorite. Deliberate is my word. For the last 6 years, it's been my word. Because I literally have had to live deliberately in my life. What I've been through and what I've had to get over, I've had to make the choice to deliberately get up, deliberately move on, deliberately take small steps. Okay? If it wasn't for deliberate, I would be nowhere. You will be stuck in mindless emails and stuff if you are not deliberate about where you focused. Fellowship, they're all F's, that's why they like that, okay? So fellowship is like friends, family, your fellowship, your connection and things like that. You cannot be resilient without people around you. You cannot. You have to have people that believe in you, that support you, that encourage you, that pick you up when things go wrong, that advise you, right? You have to have forums like this to connect with people that are in similar positions, have a similar understanding of what is going on and what the struggles are. Okay, you have to connect to people. Because you know what, when things do go wrong, and they will, at some point or another, things will go wrong. When they do, it's them that are going to help you. They're going to help you get through it. Because nobody can do it alone.
Sure.
All right. But that means that we have to be deliberate about building relationships. Okay. Networking is not just about, okay, yeah, hi, I met Richard. Okay, Richard, are you going to give me money for my project? That's not networking. Networking is like, hey Richard, how are you doing? What's happening? Get involved with Richard. Let Richard understand you a bit better as a person. Next time you see Richard, have a better comment. How's your son? What's happening here? What's going on? 2 years down the line, suddenly something happens in your life. You go, oh, Richard will know. And Richard's is very happy to help you because you've been a good colleague and you've built a connection and you've done. That's networking. Networking. They always say in business, your network is your net worth. Okay, and that is because the better your connections, the more time you spend connecting to people, building into their lives, showing them things, sharing with them, the more you're going to get support your way. Okay, without having to say a single elevator pitch. Okay, without having to even know your product.
So the NGO that I lead is literally holding on by one pinky finger at the moment, just too many side swipes. And because of my networks and genuine relationships, so it's not, I don't take you out for coffee to get the permit. I actually believe in your job and what you do. I have an army of people across the country who are trying to save the organization. And because they have been honest, and now I literally have people saying, okay, I'm sending it here, I'm doing it here, and I'm waiting, and it looks like we could have a bailout from a big NGO in South Africa just to pay our salaries, because someone else pitched to their CEO, and I don't know their CEO, and I got a personal phone call.
No, but you've built relationships, and they've got relationships.
No, because my trust with her and their trust means that, so it is absolutely essential and genuine. You don't do it for the money. You do it out of genuine, because I know, or they know, I will drop whatever I need to help them to.
Yeah.
So I think those
any networking group that you will not find me at is the one that says you have to refer 3 people and you have to do no. If you do a really good job, and I know you've done a good job, when something comes across my path, I will say go to Roz. Roz is the one for that, or go, whatever. You don't have to do all those things. It will happen. But you've got to put time in to build the right relationships, and sincerely. Okay, even taking somebody out for coffee for a permit, which works in my industry in conservation, you have to, but I built some seriously good friends that still today are in other provinces that I can phone at midnight and they'll sort it for me. Okay, but because they know I'm not going to abuse whatever's going on. All right, that is so important. Where's your network? Where's your support? Where's your encouragement? Where's your conversations coming? Okay, and you also need to network outside of NGOs with business people and things like that genuinely, because then they can help when the time comes. All right, they can maybe forward you on to somebody or do whatever. Fitness is the last one, the little pinky. Okay, fitness means I need to know how well my organization is doing, financially, staff-wise. So you would have had to have a look at your whole risk, okay, and said, okay, well, here we're okay, here we're not okay, here we need this, here we're doing that. How well is my organization? Is everything in place in my organization to make it sustainable? Because sustainability means we wouldn't be having to have that struggle. Okay. Sustainability means I'm building security for the work that we do, and how do we pass that on? Okay. And then are we able to be flexible? Okay. You would do your stretching as a person to get your fitness and stuff like that. Your business needs to be flexible. Where can I stretch? Where pushes me? Where is going to help me? Where do I need to reach out maybe a little bit more? Okay. Those 5 things together, practiced on a consistent basis, okay? Not like once a year, on a consistent basis, personally, you can do it for yourself, or for your business, will make you resilient. If you practice those things consistently, when a situation comes where you are stretched beyond, you will bounce back. You might crack a little, there might be some wear and tear, but the snap will come back. Okay. That's what I mean when I say, how do we become resilient in business? I'm probably very long. Okay. Give me one more chance here. Right. So, how do we find opportunity in crisis? Because this is how risk management works, right? We're looking for how do we mitigate, how do we turn, how do we reframe the situation. All right. You have to be, firstly, in a position to do this. Meaning, your mind has to be in the right place, firstly. Okay, you have to be looking the right direction. And your business has to be in the right place. Your structure needs to be in place. Your compliance needs to be in place. Your reporting, your staff, your whatever, your financial sustainability, they all need to be in place so that you can look at a crisis with opportunity. Okay. If you don't position yourself there, you're going to find yourself in a very, very difficult place, almost impossible. All right. I love Andy Grove. He says bad companies are destroyed by crisis, good companies survive, and great companies are improved by them. Okay, because they're watching. And they're like, okay, this is coming. We're not going to let it take us down. What are we going to do? Okay. Interestingly enough, the Chinese word, there's my great Chinese writing. Chinese word for crisis is actually made of two symbols. The first is danger, and the second is opportunity. Isn't that interesting? Their word for crisis is danger and opportunity sitting side by side. And the idea is that inside every crisis there is danger, okay? But there is also opportunity for creativity, resilience, and connection. Okay, just remember that. Danger and opportunity, they sit side by side. Okay? Growth and comfort don't coexist. Fact, personally or in business, growth and comfort don't coexist. If you are comfortable in business, in your workplace, whatever the case is, you're not growing. I'll tell you that much for sure.
Unless we go to
You know, I went through a time in my life where I said to my mother, because she always says, it just brings character, I said, Mom, I've got so much character, there's split personalities. I need help. But it's legit. It is where we grow and we learn. And you learn who you can rely on and where you can turn and where the ideas can come from. Okay. In turning opportunity or crisis into opportunity, this is the thinking. I do have a video on this. If you remind me, I can send it. I taught a session online during COVID on this. And it'll show you exactly how to go through the process. What you do, number one, you write down your challenge. Whatever your challenge is in simple words. No cash flow. It's probably a challenge for most of us. Okay? Secondly, you say, what if? You ask the what if question. What's the dream? What if cash flow was not an issue? And I write that down. Okay. What would happen if this was true? What would happen in your organization if cash flow was not an issue? Dream it. Feel it. Think about it. Write all those things down. My staff, I would have enough staff to do the work. I would have a friendly, open reception. I would have staff that are motivated and we would do more projects in this area. We would dream it. What would happen if cash flow was not an issue? Okay? Then, you've got all this list of what it would look like. Ask yourself, where do I start? Because there's a whole lot I can do without money. If I just put my time and my thinking into it, number one, happy staff would be something that would be no issue. You can have happy staff now. Where do you start? I'm going to start by getting to know my staff, connecting with my staff, making sure they're in the right position within my organization, making sure they're using their talents, whatever it is. And none of that costs you money. You're already there. Okay, so you go into where would you start with each of those things, right? How would you do it? How would I make sure that my staff are happy? Come up with whatever ideas they are. Break it down into these little micro steps. Well, it means that every morning I'm going to greet everybody personally. Whatever it is. Whatever You already know how to solve that issue. You're stuck on the limited mindset of I don't have the cash. Right? It's the same in businesses, because for some reason startup businesses in South Africa think the government must fund them. So they always go, oh, but they take 2 years, and I've applied for funding here and I've applied for funding, and they're doing nothing in their business. And I'm saying, no, business starts with nothing. Okay, what are you doing now where you are? Where can you start? No, I can start on my stove making this and selling. Go. Get the $50 cash, buy more ingredients, let's go. Okay, let's do that. Same thinking. Don't get stuck on the limitation. Where can I start on those things? And it's basically a reframe it exercise. It is such a powerful exercise. If Linda reminds me, I'll send the link for a Zoom session. You can watch it. And just bear in mind that I'm talking to the people on the Zoom, and it was during COVID, so there might be some COVID references there. But you can do that exercise. It turns your mind to what you can be doing in crisis, rather than getting stuck on, I can't because there's no money. Okay. Ask yourself, possibility, or is there possibility, or am I just in crisis? Is there scarcity, or is there abundance? Okay. Because if you look out there, some people are getting it right. So the scarcity is not because there's nothing. It's because we're not tapped in the right way. Okay. So this exercise is about being able to shift the power into your hands. That's your summary. Start in your business getting your structure, your compliance, all right, and your strategy in place. Start getting your business sustainable. Please start at least thinking about it like a business, because you have to do all the reporting and compliance that any business does. Okay? Your service and product is just social. Right? Okay, that's the only difference. So start getting that. Get the thinking into turning crisis into opportunity. Go back and do little exercises with your little crisis that you have now. Whatever it is. My crisis is I have too few staff. Do that exercise. Okay? Be deliberate. Day in and day out. Get the right people to help if you need it. Don't be afraid. NGOs are also afraid to pay for an expert. I'm not sure why. Okay. Experts are often willing to say, you know what, look, I normally charge this rate, but because you're an NGO, I'll charge that rate, but pay for what you need so that you get the right stuff. Okay? If you get these things right, you will be managing your risk without having to go through risk management courses. Okay? If you're just compliant with your finances, with your health and safety, with your employment, with your way you handle your projects, you will be managing your risk, and it will bring up gaps. If your strategy is in place, it will show you all those gaps. It's actually that easy, but it is so, so important to the ongoing sustainability of your business. Right. If you do these things, you'll find in a few years' time, you will notice risk, and you will do something, and it will go without it even remotely registering on the crisis scale. That's where you want to be. Right? It's going to be like, this is part of everyday operations, I do my stuff, okay, we don't want to go back there again, so I'm putting this in place, and then we never go back to that problem again. Okay.
You say doing it every year is important.
Strategy.
Yeah, do your strategy and then the
So,
necessity every year.
If your business is in crisis, your strategy needs to be done every year, at least. Okay. If your business is sustainable and strong, 3 to 5 years. Okay. Because you can always pivot if something major comes along. You can have a strategy and pivot. Okay. Because you've got something to work off of. But if you're struggling, once a year until you get back on boat. Yeah.